Hi friends, last class we have seen problems on income recognition, um, that is calculation of interest on performing assets and non-performing assets. Today class the model 2 is about calculation of provisions on advances to be made in profit and loss account that we will be discussing in today's class. Before I go to model 2 problems, I need to explain a bit of the classification of bank advances on the basis of performance. So after explaining that concept, then we can come back to the provisions part. So let me begin with this. The heading is in today's class, classification of bank advances on basis of performance. This is for calculation of provision. Income recognition for performance assets, non-performance assets we have learned. Now this classification of bank advances on the basis of performance for showing provisions in profit and loss account. So generally the banks have to classify their advance into broad categories like we have learned for income recognition, performing assets and non-performing assets. Performing asset and non-performing assets, that performing assets are also called as standard assets, and non-performing assets is again classified to three groups: substandard assets, doubtful assets and loss assets. After knowing this classification of performing assets and non-performing assets, then we have to calculate provision, and that provision has been mentioned, decided by RBI, and according to their instructions the provision is to be debited to profit and loss account, that we will be discussing in today's class. So the banks have to classify. Today we are also in same unit 4 continuation. This is last class also we were in unit 4, today class also we are in unit 4. The banks have to classify their advances into two broad groups. The banks have to classify their advances into two broad groups. That is, one, performing assets, two, non-performing assets. Performing assets, non-performing assets. Now, as I told you, performing assets are also called as standard assets. The non-performing assets is again classified in three groups, as I told you, like substandard assets, doubtful assets and loss assets. That is what we'll be learning here now. The classification of bank advances. This is important for provisions. The classification of performing and non-performing there for income recognition. Please remember, there we have learned for income recognition, that is interest earned, interest received. This is for calculating the provision, because like you see calculate the debtors, on that you calculate provision for bad debts. So similarly, banks also, they will be having their own classification of bank advances, and accordingly they calculate provision. That is the learning objective of today's class. Classification of bank advances. Classification of bank advances. Performing assets. Non-performing assets. Performing assets, non-performing assets. This performing assets is also called as standard assets. When performance is good, we say standard, no? You're maintaining standard means your performance is good. Simple English. Performing well means you're maintaining standard, that's it. Non-performing assets. I think you'll understand that. Non-performing asset, what is opposite when performing is not good? It can be substandard, no? Standard, first part is substandard assets. Then after substandard, you are having doubtful. And after doubtful, finally, last one is loss assets. We are dividing this into further three categories: substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets. Clear? Substandard assets, doubtful assets, and loss assets. Now let me briefly explain on this. Standard assets. See here, standard assets, it means do not disclose any problem which does not carry more than normal risk attached. Normal. See, sometimes even the performance is good, sometimes. See, out of 10 times, one time, or 1.5 time, or 2 times, there is a possibility of having some sort of mistakes, some sort of the performance below the expectation. Very rarely it happens. That is why it is being called as standard. So here, standard assets do not disclose any problem standard assets do not disclose any problems, and which does not carry more than normal risk attached to business. More than normal risk attached to business. Standard assets do not disclose any problems and which does not carry more than normal risk attached to business. This is about standard assets. Now let us look at substandard asset. Simple words, a substandard asset which is a NPA. I've already told you non-performing asset, or it can be called NPA, and for a period of not exceeding 12 months. If non-performing assets is we will be using the term substandard, which is NPA, non-performing asset, for a period not exceeding 12 months. So here I am writing A substandard asset which is a NPA. Here for classification, we are discussing on the basis of performance classification of bank advances for providing the provision to be taken to final accounts. A substandard asset which is a NPA, that 90 days is for calculation of income recognition, my dear friends. A substandard asset which is a NPA for a period not exceeding 12 months. A substandard asset which is a NPA for a period not exceeding 12 months. Then next, doubtful. If it is remain in substandard category for a period of at least 12 months. In simple words, 1 year. A substandard which is NPA for a period not exceeding 12 months. Here, if it is remain in the substandard category for a period at least 12 months, then we can say it is a doubtful asset. Here, if it remain in the substandard category for a period of at least 12 months. If it remain in the substandard category for a period at least 12 months, not exceeding 12 months, here it is for at least 12 months, then we can say it as a substandard asset. Now let us say loss asset. Simple words, an asset is considered uncollectible. Your lost hopes that you are not going to collect that, or even if collected little value, and you are considering as a loss asset. An asset is considered uncollectible or if collected it is having little value, or if it collected little value, then it is called as loss asset. Little value, uncollectible, or having, even if it is collected, is having little value, is called as loss asset. So we went for classification of banking advances. Performing asset, standard asset do not disclose any problems and which does not carry more than normal risk attached to business. Substandard asset asset which is a NPA for a period not exceeding 12 months. Doubtful asset if it remains in the substandard category for a period at least 12 months. Loss assets, an asset is considered uncollectible or if it is collected little value. So this particular topic today, why I have started explaining this is for calculation of provisions. Model 2, as I told you, calculation of provision on advances to be made in profit and loss account. So model 2. The model 2 is calculation of provision on advances to be made in P&L account. Calculation of provision on advances to be made in P&L account. Calculation of provisions to be made in profit and loss account. For that calculation of provisions to be made in profit and loss account, we shall start with, before we work out, we need to write provisions. So I told you, taking into account the time lag between an asset becoming substandard, doubtful, turning into loss asset, RBI has directed that bank should make provision against all assets, that is loans and advances, as follows. Clear to all of you? So that is what I am writing. Taking into account the time lag between an asset becoming substandard, doubtful, or loss asset. Taking into account the time lag between an asset becoming initially substandard, within 12 months. I told you what is substandard here I given. A substandard asset which is NPA for a period of not exceeding 12 months. Doubtful if it remains in the substandard category for a period of at least 12 months, I told you. So taking into account the time lag between an asset becoming substandard slash, then later on it will become doubtful, and still amount is uncollectible, then turning into doubtful, then this doubtful turning into loss account, turning into loss asset, sorry, not loss account, turning into loss asset. So therefore Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has directed that bank should make provision, against all assets. Against all assets, that is loans and advances as follows. And the and we also, as a bank, you should also maintain a general provision for standard assets also. Okay, so that is also we'll be starting with. Now I'm starting provision with standard assets provision. These rates you should remember. Number of times I told you, this is only basing upon your memory rather than using the term debit and credit. When you practice, you can easily do it. Standard asset, the provision which we need to create on standard assets. The provision. So I have divided this into three categories. On direct advances to agriculture and small micro enterprise, it is called as SME 0.25%. On advances to commercial real estate sector or commercial real estate sector, 1% is the standard asset provision you should create. That means 1% of 1% means 100 rupees I have given, 1% chance of not recovering. This is normal, no? And direct advances 0.25%, 25 NP. 1 rupee if I given, 25 NP. Sorry, 100 rupees if I given, 100 rupees if I given, 25 NP. If 100 rupees I have given, 1%, 0.25%, 1 rupee, 0.75% on residential housing. And for all other loans and advances not covered by A and B, 0.4%. That is very normal, nominal. I told you. It is something nominal. It is nominal. Clear to all of you? This generally the provision which you create is nominal for standard assets. Okay, so that I am going to write. The bank require to make a general provision. The bank required to make a general provision for standard assets. At the following rates. At the following rates. Clear? So that is what I am going to dictate now. I'll be writing rather than dictating. You can easily have this. So A, on direct advances, on direct advances to agriculture and small and micro enterprises. It is called as SME, small and micro enterprise. Percentage is 0.25% provision we need to create. What is the provision we need to create? 0.25%. B, on advance to commercial real estate sector, 1%. C. On advance to commercial it is also called as CRE, commercial real estate sector, residential housing. Residential housing, it is coming to 0.75%. D. On all other loans and advances not covered by A and C above. Very nominal provision you are creating, 0.40%. That's it. 0.40%. Clear to all of you? On direct advances, on standard assets we are talking about. On direct advances, SME, small and micro enterprise, 0.25%. Advance to commercial real estate sector, 1%. Advance is nothing but loan, my dear friends. To commercial real estate, residential housing, 0.75. On all other loans and advances not covered by A and C, above 0.4%. See, if you look at material, sometimes it is low, very lengthy. So I've cut short and I made it simple for you to understand. First you listen to this, then models which I am working or some problems are there in your study material also. So have some patience and you can easily work out if you go by models which I am explaining. Whenever you come across problem, you can see that particular problem fits into which category. So the only thing is that the final accounts, the format, I think I told you for 3 to 4 days you have to mug up that. I hope you have started doing it or revising it, not mugging up, just revising it. I think that you are doing, I hope. Now this is about standard assets. Next, second point. Rates of provision for substandard, comma, doubtful and loss advances are as follows. Okay, already I have explained on this. Rates of provision for what is substandard, doubtful, loss advances, I have already explained. So here I am writing category of advances, revised rate. Category of advances and revised rate. So I'm starting with point number 1. Substandard assets. Nothing but advances. it is revised rate is 15%. Rates have been revised. Even if you don't write revised rate also, it is 15%. Substandard asset, just a minute. We are having one point. The substandard asset, when you take advances, there may be a security or there may not be security. So that is what, when you got security, it is called as unsecured exposures. You talk about on secured exposures. It is coming to 15%. Then B, on unsecured exposures. These rates you should buy hard. We are in substandard category. On unsecured exposures, it is 25%. Secured exposures, 15% provision you should create. That is doubtful. Next. Same again, on unsecured exposures, in respect of infrastructure loan, in respect of infrastructure loan, infrastructure loan accounts where certain safeguards such as escrow accounts available. Sir, what is the meaning of escrow? I repeat once again. On unsecured exposures means there is no security. There is no security. So then how much provision you need to create? That is what we are discussing. On unsecured exposures, where on in respect of infrastructure projects, infrastructure loan accounts, where certain safeguards such as escrow accounts are available. What is escrow means? It is a financial arrangement in which two parties enlist a third party. That means the two parties, the buyer and seller, enlist a third party. Third party is neither buyer nor a seller to temporarily hold money. That means suppose A and B are the parties. A is a seller, B is a buyer. The buyer what temporarily gives money to a third party. That third party is C. So till the formalities are being completed, the seller is having the confidence that the money which I am going to receive is with a C. So B is also happy because he also can expect the sale proceeds of the property can be easily done. So generally this is a financial arrangement. Neither the buyer nor the seller temporarily, that means a third party is neither a buyer nor a seller, temporarily holds money, paperwork or other assets for a transaction on their behalf before transaction has been finalized. So before transaction, the third party is going to finalize the transaction of seller and buyer. That third party known as escrow. The third party which I am talking about, C, is called as escrow. Provider helps make the transaction safer by protecting the assets of the buyer and the seller until they met their obligation. So simple words is that third party. Third party means the money lender is the banker, party, the advance is taken by the party, and third party will safeguard the interest of the transaction that has taken place between the banker and the customer, and such person is called as escrow. That means the amount on that infrastructure project has been deposited with escrow account, means third party account, and such advance has been provided. Then for that, what is the percentage that you need to maintain is 20%. Clear to all of you? How much rate? 20% provision you need to create. 20% provision you need to create. Then point number point number 2. This is completed. Point number 2. We have already covered on substandard assets. Now, doubtful assets are, say, advances. Doubtful assets, unsecured portion. Unsecured portion, doubtful means chance of getting no security, 100% loss. I told you, when an asset is in the category of substandard for a period of at least 12 months, and such asset is called as doubtful assets. We have learned already. Next, this is unsecured portion. B, secured portion. Generally, banks won't provide loan without any security. So when we work out the problem, generally we consider secured portion only. Clear? Generally we calculate unless until given something. If unsecured portion is not given, we shall assume as a secured portion only. So here an important point you should remember: doubtful assets or doubtful advances. Provision which we need to create is for doubtful up to 1 year. For doubtful up to 1 year, 25% is a provision you need to create. This is very important from the examination point of view. Sometimes surprisingly you can expect even 8 marks question also on this. For doubtful up to 1 year, 25%. For doubtful more than 1 year, up to 3 years, 40%. On doubtful debt secured portion. Up to 1 year, 25%. If it is doubtful for more than 1 year, up to 3 years. Next, for doubtful more than 3 years, 100%. More than 3 years means chance of getting the money is very less. Next, third category, loss advances. Assets, loss. Chance of collecting the money is meager, or chance of collecting the money is nil. It can be called as loss assets or loss advances, where you need to create 100% provision. These provision rates you should be thorough with. Clear to all of you? On secured exposures, substandard 15, unsecured exposures 25%. On unsecured exposures where you got escrow account, it is 20%. Doubtful assets, that is infrastructure escrow. Doubtful assets advances, unsecured portion 100%. Okay, for doubtful advances, secured portion up to 1 year, 25%. More than 1 year, up to 3 years, 40%. Doubtful for more than 3 years is 100%. Loss advances assets 100%. Clear? 100% clear. Next, I would like to dictate few points. You can take your notes. Some few note I want to give for this explanation. Take a notebook. Take a notebook. Point number 1. The provision on standard asset should not be reckoned. RECKONED. The provision on standard asset should not be reckoned, that is brackets calculated, for arriving at net non-performing asset. That we will be learning in final accounts, how you will be doing that, for arriving at net non-performing assets. Okay, so that it should not be deducted. But where this has to be taken, that is what I am giving in the second point. Second point. Provision towards standard asset. Provision towards standard assets should not be deducted. Should not be deducted from advances. Should not be deducted from advances. But shown separately as contingent provision. But shown separately as contingent provision against standard assets. Contingent provision against standard assets under other liabilities and provisions. Under other liabilities, provisions, dash, other liabilities and provisions, you put it in inverted commas, and then dash others. In schedule 5 of the balance sheet. In schedule 5 of the balance sheet. Next, third point. This is about standard asset. Third point. Since no bank is likely to extend any loans, or advances, without adequate security, since no bank is likely to extend any loans or advances without adequate security, it is prudent to assume in the question that even in the case of standard or doubtful or loss assets, the same are to be treated as secured. The same are to be treated as secured. Unless question specifically mentions. Unless the question specifically mentions that. Okay, so we start working out one problem on this. The 14th problem of our CHAMS study material. November 2010, a question came in the examination. So from the following information details advances of Zenith Bank Limited, calculate the amount of provisions to be made in profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2010. Standard advances just a minute, 14th problem I think. Yeah, sorry, 14th one. From the following information of details of advance of Zenith Bank, calculate the amount of provisions to be made in P&L account for the year ended 31st March 2010. Standard assets 10,000 lakhs, substandard 6,400 lakhs, doubtful for 1 year 3,200, for 2 years 1,800, for 3 years 900, for more than 3 years 1,100, loss of assets 3,000. Now he is asking us to calculate the provision. Okay, so here I am writing the solution. Question number 14, page number 112. Solution. Computation of provision. We write computation of amount of provision to be made computation of amount of provision to be made in the profit and loss account. What is the name of the bank? Zenith Bank Limited. So first column, classification of assets, amount of advance, let us write brackets rupees in lakhs, percentage of provision for you to remember, then amount of provision. Rupees in lakhs. Okay, so now just roughly here we can see standard asset. Nothing is mentioned. The notes which I have given 0.4% I told you, no? Standard assets here. On all other loans it was not covered by A and C. Above 0.4% I have told you standard asset provision. So standard assets 0.4%. I told standard asset is performing asset. Rupees in lakhs. Okay. And what is percentage? 0.40. So 10,000 into 0.4. Forty lakhs. 40 lakhs out of 10,000 lakhs, they are providing 40 lakhs as a provision, very meager amount. Then comes substandard. Substandard 6,400 lakhs. See, you don't have in the problem substandard, doubtful, whether they are secured or unsecured. Today just now given the notes. If nothing is mentioned, we shall assume the substandard assets and all doubtful debts are fully secured. Here we are writing, since absence of instructions, substandard assets and all doubtful assets are assumed as since absence of instruction, substandard assets and all doubtful assets are assumed as fully secured. Okay, we assume that they all are fully secured. Now you know that substandard asset, when they are fully secured, just I am taking you back here, substandard asset, secured exposures, what is the percentage? 15%, no? So it is 15%. I think percentage is given, no? Yeah, 15. So 6,400 into 15%, it is coming to 960 lakhs. Then doubtful, for 1 year. You learned already 25%, no? Secured portion for doubtful up to, we are in this 1 year, 25%. Doubtful for 1 year, what is the amount we got? 3,200. What is the percentage? 25%. So 3,200 into 25%, it is coming to 800 lakhs. 800 lakhs, 1/4 of it. You are not going, you have to create a provision, means you are not in a position to get it back. Then for 2 years, for 2 years also I have given here 40%. Secured 1 to 3 years 40%. Even for doubtful debts from 1 year, more than 1 year, up to 3 years 40%. Up to 3 years, more than 3 years 100%, I told you. Now in the problem, for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years also, what is the percentage? 40%. 1 year I told you 25%. 2 years 40%. 3 years 40%. More than 3 years, I told you 100%. More than 3 years, 100. Loss advance assets, 100%. This also 100%. You have to create provision. So how the rates will be useful is, you know that clearly. If you can remember the percentages, the problem looks very easy. For 2 years, what is the amount? We have seen that 1800. What is the 1800 lakhs? 40%. 1800 into 40%. It is coming to 720. Then for 3 years, three years, 900, no? 900. For that also I told you 40%. 360, no? 360. Next, for more than doubtful for more than 3 years. %, I have told you. So 1100. 1100 100%, chance of getting is nil. That is why nowadays banks are giving utmost important for those who are in advance section. They will be after the customer. They have started giving calls, so many things that they take now. They're taking initiative for banks to get back their advances. Next, loss assets. Loss assets are nothing but advances. Loss assets, I told you 100%. Loss assets we are having 3000, no? 100%, it is 3000. Now the total which you will be getting, we will be writing here total provision required. What is total provision required? You need to add the last column. 40 plus 960 plus 800 plus 720 plus 360 plus 1100 plus 3000. It is coming to 6980. This provision is transferred to profit and loss account. Now here, all these doubtful for 3 years, they all have been assumed as secured. Why for more than 3 years we are not treating? Means more than 3 years you don't have security. That is why if security is there, you might have sold it, but you are waiting for a chance. So even then you need to still create a provision. That's it. Okay. Substandard also. I am writing a note here. All the marked substandard and doubtful assets are assumed. As fully secured. All the marked substandard and doubtful assets are assumed as fully secured. Mark means star mark. Okay, that's it. Loss assets, if there is, generally we talk about substandard and doubtful assets. Loss assets means since this security may be not be sufficient. So that is why if the problem loss assets is secured question does not arise, that is why you are creating 100% provision. So this is what you should understand. I think this is simple. Hope you got the clarity. Last class income recognition, today we have seen provision, and if possible we will work out one more problem, then we can go for some other new topic. Okay, so till then, goodbye. God bless you all. Keep on practicing, my dear friends. I hope you all are practicing. So please, in the given circumstances, what are the best I can do from my side, I am doing. From your side also, we need to listen to it carefully, concentrate hard, and make a note. Don't panic. You got the time. This is only by practice. It's not, no accounting is need, no accounting knowledge is needed for this. It's only remembering the percentages and applying it. That's it. Okay. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. God bless you all. Thank you.